What's going on, everybody? This is the vlog you have been waiting for 9 months since the announcement of our baby, or since the announcement of Nickey getting pregnant. This is Nickey's birth story. For the most part, she's going to kind of direct the story, narrate the story as it went down. We did capture some footage, but you'll learn real quick in the story that it was not the ideal birth to be able to vlog. I'm gonna let Nickey take the reins for this story. So once upon a time.
Yeah, on October 18th at 2:40 a.m. in the morning, I woke up and I had to pee really bad. And I went to the bathroom and I peed. And when I wiped, there was blood on the tissue. And I've heard of the bloody show before. And I actually did have some blood the week before, but it wasn't as much as it was this night. So I was like a little worried. And I also didn't feel the baby really move that day. She was really quiet. So I was like, oh, I hope something isn't wrong, because I wasn't like experiencing any pain or anything yet at this point. So Robbie woke up and he asked me if I was okay, and I was like, yeah, there's just a lot of blood, so I might call the midwife just to see if it's okay. So I called her, and she asked me a bunch of questions, and she didn't sound like too concerned or anything. She asked if the baby moved, and I said no. So she told me to eat something to try to get the baby moving, and if she doesn't move within 30 minutes to call her back, because it just sounded like early labor to her. So I called her back after 30 minutes and told her I haven't felt the baby move, but at this point I was feeling like cramping, and we didn't really know, I didn't think it was contractions, because they always said contractions kind of feel like Braxton Hicks, but it didn't feel like that at all to me. I didn't have any tightening or anything like that. So we did try to time it, and it was a minute to 2 minutes apart. And it got painful really quickly. We called the midwife back, and while I was talking to her, things got a little bit more intense, a little bit more painful.
Alrighty, it is October 18th.
Yes.
And it is 3:19 a.m. Nickey woke up with a little bit of pain. She had a little blood, so we called the midwife, and she just told us to keep an eye on the baby, the movement, and if she started to bleed a little bit more, to let her know. But since then, Nickey has been what we believe to be going to have sorry, I'm stumbling because I'm a little nervous, I'm a little shaky, but she's having some contractions, but she's doing great so far.
Gosh,
you know, 3:19 a.m. when the blood's pumping, I'm not really tired, so it's probably gonna hit me later. But
yeah.
How you feel, baby?
I feel like I look terrible, but
it's okay. You look beautiful, and you're about to have a baby, potentially. Little Claire, if you see this, your birthday is October 18th, unless your mom has a really, really long labor. But it's early in the morning, so we'll see. We'll keep you posted. We're not going to film every single moment, because this may be a very long process. But
yeah.
We'll keep you posted on this vlog, and I would say pray for us. By the time this is posted, we should be done. So anyway, baby, you got this. Hey, you got this, okay? Alrighty, well, I need to attend to my wife, but yeah. So as you can see from that footage, that was one of the few clips that we were able to get during this process. Nickey definitely had contractions going on there. They started off really not concerning, other than the blood that she mentioned and whatnot, and then very fast, very quickly, it, I would say, turned south, but it was a good thing, because
yeah.
you know, obviously led to the birth of our beautiful daughter. But yeah, it was a lot at once.
Yeah.
You'll go back to that footage if you need to. You can see my hands are shaking. I don't even think I timed it right. And I was like, they called the midwife again, and she was like, what's the space between them? I was like, I was just looking at a bunch of numbers. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna let Nickey take it back over, because from there it's the Nickey show. It was Nickey's experience. So yeah.
Sorry,
anyway,
she needs her passy. There you go. Yeah. So what happened then, I was on the phone with the midwife. She told me, so it sounds like you're in early labor, so you can stay home in labor or you can come in. So I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go in just because I didn't feel the baby move. So I would just want to check on her to see if everything was okay. So luckily we did decide to go. So we left the house around 3:15 and I could not sit down in the car. Like it was impossible for me to sit down. So what I did was I
let me show you what she was doing. Because she was in a lot of pain. But for some reason this leaning helped. Anyway, pretend this is a car seat. She was like this. Literally like standing. I mean, you're looking at my bum now, but literally.
Oh my goodness. Stop.
I don't think she fully realized how intense the situation was.
Yeah.
Because she was in pain.
It was a lot of pain at that point.
It was a long drive too. It's a 45-minute drive to the hospital.
Yeah.
So she is standing like that, doing high knees in the car.
Yeah.
Screaming pain. Kind of mean, but...
no.
Anyway.
So, yes, like he showed you, my way of dealing with the pain was like running in one spot as fast as I could. I don't know why, but that just seemed to feel right at the time. Okay. There you go. So, and I was also hitting the seat. Like every time it came, like it reached the peak, I would like hit the...
She was bludgeoning the seat. Like really... Scared me. I was afraid that she would hit me sometime during that process and I would get knocked out. Baby would get born on the side of the road. I mean,
goodness.
it was actually, in all honesty, it was a very, very, I mean, opening up about it, I was freaked out. It happened so fast. I mean, we weren't even at the birth yet and it felt like everything was just... Oh man, 0 to 100 really quick. I woke up, I went from waking up real early, just like, oh, what's wrong, babe, to driving like this, 45 minutes. But...
Surprisingly, the drive went by really fast for me. Not really fast, but
for you.
It went by fast. It didn't feel like it went on forever. Like some women feel like their car right there, it like takes forever. Mm-hmm. Mine was like, it was okay. But anyway, so we got to the hospital and we walk in and I... couldn't make it to the birthing center before the next contraction, so I remember kneeling down in the middle of the hospital screaming. It just hurt so much, and then I was like, okay, come on, and I was rushing him, let's just go. Mm-hmm. So then we got to the birthing center and my midwife says, we just have to check you really quick. So I told her at this point I'm still bleeding, because I was bleeding that whole time. It was weird. So she helped me with some hip squeezes stuff, while we were waiting for the contraction to go away, and that felt really good. And then I lay down on the table. She checked me. It actually wasn't that uncomfortable, but I think it's just because I was already at a level 10 pain.
Yeah, she was already high. She's like, let's get a level 1 to 10. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
She's like, dead.
Yeah, and at that point, I didn't think I was very far dilated, because it's very rare for a first time mom to die that fast if it's your first baby, and that's what everyone told me as well. So I was expecting to be 2 or 3 centimeters dilated, and I remember before we left the house, I told Robbie, I don't think I can do this. If this is only the beginning, I don't think I can do this.
She was on the toilet sitting down, because apparently sitting down on the toilet was the only thing that made her feel good, but she looked at me at home saying, I can't do this. Of course, being the great husband I am, so you can do this, babe. Shut up. You can do this now. Anyway, so they moved her into the birthing room that she was going to give birth in. And then I had to go grab the many suitcases of stuff that we planned, because we were planning to be at the hospital for a while.
Laboring.
For laboring and all that, and then afterwards and all that fun stuff. And
so this birth is going by very fast. I can't record for too long because I gotta get in there, get with her, but she's doing an amazing job. Babe, when you see this edit, you are an amazing woman. You're doing such a great job, and so next footage, probably the baby will be here.
Yeah, anyway, so as you see in that clip, I was still very shaken up, but that was a little bit of honestly, the last footage that we got. I mean, we had a little more intimate footage, but we're not going to share that simply because it's very, very intimate and vulnerable, and Nickey's not comfortable sharing that. So the rest is really a story before you get a little bit more clips of when the baby's here. But anyway, back to what we were saying. She was in her birthing room.
Well, they moved me there immediately because I was 9 centimeters dilated.
Yes, 9 centimeters dilated. That's what I was going to say.
That was crazy. Like, within how long was that? Like an hour and a half?
I would say honestly, from the drive there, from the pain started, about an hour and a half. Yeah. She went from 0 to 9. I mean,
That's honestly what got me through it, though. Like, when I heard I was a 9, I was like, okay, that means it's almost over. That means the baby is coming. Because all through, like, this time of preparing, every time they would say, like, once you start feeling like you can't do it anymore, that's when you know it's, like, time. It's, like, so close. So they moved me to the birthing center. And once I got in there, like, I didn't think that I would be naked in front of so many people. But my first instinct was just to take off all my clothes, literally. And then they asked, because I asked them if I could go into the bath. And they said, sure, do you want to be in the shower while we run the bath for you? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then I went into the shower and I couldn't believe like how much pain it took away. It still hurt, but it was like, it was very relieving. And then I was doing the same thing in there, just like leaning over the bar and the water was like hitting my lower back.
Similar position to how she was in the car, basically.
I was still running with each contraction.
By the time everything was done, Nickey had done those little high knees that I showed you. Honestly, if I were to put it into a workout, she was doing like high knees for like, I can't even explain it. It was a very intense workout.
Yeah, and I remember feeling that way too. I remember feeling like I don't know how much energy I have left because like it was taking so much out of me. I felt so like drained and it wasn't even time to push yet, but I was feeling like so exhausted from running. But it was literally the only thing that worked, so I kept going. And then at some point, I guess when my screaming changed,
which, if we're going to mention the screaming briefly, I wish she would allow me to show you guys, or at least the audio.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive, but I've never heard the pitches that she produced, both high and low. Yeah. It went which apparently low screaming is good. She said low helped a lot, so.
Yeah.
But it freaked me out. It was like, you'll never be possessed by a demon, but if you were, I honestly wouldn't even be shocked because of what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Oh my goodness. That makes
it was lower than I was. I have never produced a tone that low.
Okay, but my doula recommended it because I was like screaming and moaning, and she told me like to go lower and make like O sounds. So if you can imagine what that sounds like. But honestly, it was helping. It was helping so much doing that, especially after the midwife told me that I had to squat. Oh my goodness, that hurts so bad. Oh my goodness.
A lot of what we're explaining, it's hard to honestly comprehend if you weren't there.
Yeah.
Like, we can explain it the best we can, but if you weren't there because of how fast everything happened, it's really like hard to go into detail. And that was part of the reason why we weren't able to capture any footage.
Yeah.
I wanted to get footage of her laboring and stuff like that. Even if I had to mute the audio and blur anything out, I wanted to, but
I wanted like a nice cinematic, like,
dude, there ain't no cinematic in this one because literally we left the house at 3:30, got at the hospital around 4. She said she was already at 9 centimeters and she was in that shower ready to go.
Yeah. How long do you think we were in the shower? I was in the shower for about an hour.
I would say probably another 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then they told me to squat because it was going to help bring the baby out. Because I was still running. And actually, during that time of running, I felt a pop, and I thought it was my water, but it was my tailbone. Yeah. So we're not sure if I like bruised it or just like dislocated it and it popped back. I don't know.
I felt the pop. At this point, I was actually in the shower with her, fully clothed, and I was helping with the hip presses.
Yeah. And you felt the pop?
I did feel it. I thought her water broke. That's what I thought it was, because it felt like a...
Yeah, I didn't even feel pain because I was already in so much pain. So I didn't even feel pain from the pop. But anyway, so then actually later, like a couple of minutes later, I felt another pop, and then I felt warm liquid come out. So that was actually my water. But anyway, so yeah, they told me to go onto my knees, like to do squats. I could not do squats. So I like, how can I explain it? It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like
it sounds bad, but I know
a fetal position. Like
she's like Yeah.
Like, just Google fetal position. So I was like in a position like that, and I was doing a lot of those like low sounds. And I guess at some point they started telling me, okay, we need to have this baby now. We have to move you to the bed. And I did not want to leave that shower.
She was so rude to everybody in there.
I was in a lot of pain.
Like, no. I'm like, dude, just go on to the bed. It's probably going to feel better.
I did not want to. Because I didn't like want to give birth on a bed. Like, I wanted to do it in another way. But
yeah.
And I didn't want to leave the shower because it was feeling so good.
And to kind of paint an image, this room that she gave birth in was like a hotel room. It wasn't your typical hospital bed room. The bed was a queen size bed, pillows, blankets. Shower was a rainfall shower. It was very nice.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like she was not wanting to go onto like a hospital bed with IVs and all that. They were like, dude, go hop in that really nice Tempur-Pedic comfy bed.
Yeah. So I did.
Yeah. Eventually she did.
Yeah, I did. And because they were like, okay, this baby is coming, you know, you need to come to the bed. So I walked over to the bed and I did like a sideline position. So I was laying like on my side. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, we have the baby with us. We were waiting to the end of the vlog to reveal her, but she's a little fussy right now.
Anyway, so I was laying on the bed, sideline position, and I was like kind of like holding my foot or my like leg up. And I don't know how long I lay down before I started pushing. Did I start pushing immediately?
Roughly, yes.
She told me like to push.
It was like small pushes. They let it natural, and then when I got closer.
Okay, yeah. So I was doing that sideline position, and I remember actually the pain went away at this point. Like I still had like pain, but it for some reason I felt a lot more like calm, and like you could tell I was calmer too because I wasn't screaming anymore. I was just like laying there, and I was honestly in another world.
She was exhausted from the high knees and the intense part of the labor. You could tell she was just like, ugh.
I was just like in another world. I was like gone. But I just laid there, and then they told me I could start pushing, and I pushed for about 10 minutes, and then her head was out. And I actually felt like she was never going to come out. Like Robbie actually watched the whole thing.
I actually partially caught the baby.
Yeah.
And kind of give my perspective because she was out. She was pushing, and every time she pushed, the head would like come out a little bit more. It's like an alien. But it's like I had to encourage Nickey, saying, she's almost there, because I was getting impatient. I'm like, dude, her head is literally right there. Once that head came out, I was freaked out because her head was just drained. I was like, dude, is that baby still alive? Which she was. And then a couple pushes later after her head came out, that baby came out.
Yeah. And I do remember feeling like a relief when she came out. It was just like something. I still had pain, like surprisingly. I thought all the pain would go away, but I still had like cramping and stuff afterwards. But yeah, it was crazy. It was like I was squeezing out the biggest poop of my life. Like it was very hard to wear.
It's a great way to... Claire, when you watch this, when you're older and can comprehend, just know that your mom compared your birth to a very large poop.
Yeah. Yeah. And then about like 10 minutes later, the placenta came out. Yeah. But I also remember like they told me to push and I could not. Yeah. Like
but that thing just like,
yeah, it didn't have any bones. So yeah. But I remember feeling like I was pushing, but I was not pushing. Like I felt like my body was just like so drained, like I wasn't doing anything. But then it came out, and then we had our sweet baby.
Our baby. You want to pull our sweet baby out? Yeah. I'll kind of take over the story from here while Nickey actually grabs sweet Claire. But yeah, after she was done pushing the placenta out or whenever it slid out, they let me cut the cord and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we got to stay at the hospital for a couple more hours. And then we actually opted to go home. Now, put in perspective, at the start of the story, it was roughly about nearly 3 o'clock, maybe 2:30 when she woke me up. But from the start to when the baby was born, it was only a matter of 3 hours. So the baby was born at 5:21 a.m. 5:21 a.m., 6 pounds, 14 ounces. Nickey did that entire thing unmedicated, no IVs, no drugs, nothing. I mean, it was completely natural. I was very proud of you. Yeah, because that was something what Nickey wanted to do since day one. She made it very clear. We got a doula that was all natural. We expressed it. We went to a birthing center. We did all of the steps. And I think, honestly, and it sounds bad, but up until when that baby was born, some thought in the back of my mind was like, I don't know if she can do this.
Yeah, same. I thought the same thing.
I know. I told her she could, but I honestly had my own doubts. But anyway, before I continue, I just want to show you our sweet daughter. You're going to see a little more cinematic footage right when she was born. But she is so cute. Oh, she's opening her eyes for you guys.
Oh, she doesn't do that much.
She hasn't. She's not in the opening eyes stage yet, but we'll talk about the baby another time. We're going to be recording a lot more. But anyway, I'm all over the place now because she distracted me with her cuteness. Bouncing back to the story. Baby was born at 5. They let us stay in that room till roughly about 10. And then we went home. And then here's some footage of the dogs meeting her. Down. Ivanka, down.
Ivanka.
Down.
Okay.
That's a baby. That's a baby, Ivanka.
Coco, you want to see? She's nudging her with her nose. Oh, she has a look of love in her face. Do you love this baby already?
Coco, I'm a little worried about.
Because Coco's a biter.
Coco does bite things he don't know. He usually bites then loves, but right now we don't want to deal with that. That's a baby, Ivanka. Ivanka is already... No, remember, Ivanka has been a mother.
Yeah.
A very young mother, too. She had babies. And then she also raised kittens, so this is no new for her.
Coco, come. I want Coco to smell. Come.
All right. I'm going to hold Ivanka back.
Come, Coco, come.
I'm getting ready to smack him just in case.
He's licking her.
Coco, that's a baby.
Look at what she does. Look at her. She nudges her with her nose.
Just want to check up on her. You three better be good to her, okay? So, not a bad reaction. Coco didn't bite.
Coco, I'm so happy that you didn't bite my baby. And
as you can see, the dogs were very curious. So was the cat. Since then, they don't leave her side really. Coco kind of does.
He actually loves her a lot more than I thought.
I thought he would bite her, honestly.
Yeah.
I was prepared. But Ivanka, especially the first days the baby came, every time the baby cried, she'd get up and want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Now she's always by the baby. The cat don't care. The cat's just...
Well, the cat doesn't really have an opportunity because every time she tries to come close to the cat, Ivanka chases her away.
That is true. But anyway, I'm just going to end this with a couple clips of the baby, both when she just came out and then also when she got home, so you guys see how amazing she is. I know this is a longer vlog, but we felt like this whole journey was something that, one, we don't want you guys to ever miss out on, but two, it's a documentation for us. It's so important. And that leads into...
I think she's getting hungry.
She's getting hungry. But that leads into what I'm about to say is that we are going to be posting a lot more. I know we always say that, but this is more of a push for us because this is our way of documenting our daughter's life now. In fact, starting our next video, we'll have a new intro, which I'm very excited we're going to be posting. And our YouTube channel is officially no longer, if you haven't noticed, Robbie and Nickey. It is now the Nguyen family because we now have a little girl. So a lot of changes are coming. I hope you guys continue to watch. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. If you guys know any mamas or future mamas that are considering going a more natural route, feel free to DM Nickey on her Instagram. She did it. She did a great job. She did it in 3 hours. Not saying that will happen to every mom, but if you can do all of the intensity in 3 hours, I know she has really good advice to give. She did such a great job, and she's such a great mom now. And I can talk on and on about her because since the baby being born, I cried like the next day because it's like I feel more deeply in love with her when I see her as the mother of my child. It sounds weird, but it like makes me so much more attracted to her. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna end the vlog there and you guys end with this little footage, some sweet music, and anyway, welcome home, baby Claire.
Yeah.
One day you're gonna watch this.
We love her so much.
We do.
She's getting fussy.
Alrighty. Claire is officially here. She was born at 5:20 a.m. this morning at 6 pounds and 14 ounces.